My name is Gavin Belfry. I'm from Morristown, Tennessee, and I currently live in Moab, Utah. I work for Rim to Rim Restoration, which is a nonprofit focusing on fire fuels reduction and invasives reduction in creek corridors in Utah. So I'm the project coordinator and supervisory ecologist. So what I do is I coordinate with the Utah Conservation Corps, and we kind of direct them to go to public lands and give them the expertise that they need to address invasive species removal and revegetation along the Colorado River and a number of creeks that are in the area. Undergraduate degree was ecology and evolutionary biology, and then I had a minor in environmental studies. This field was always interesting to me because I really liked plants. I grew up on a small farm. And my freshman year, I was able to apply to and got a internship with the Rocky Mountain Biological Laboratory in Gunnison, Colorado. And I worked with a crew out there to study quaking aspen. And that was when I realized I really liked the Western landscape, and I fell in love with plant ecology. I wasn't sure if I was going to go to college. Financially, it was a big ask. I'm a first-generation college student, and there really wasn't any money set aside for me to go to college. And so the Aspire was kind of the Aspire program was, number one, a financial aid for me. And number two, it was a really big support because I didn't know the first thing about research. I didn't come from that background. And, it's true that there aren't all that many Appalachian researchers, especially in my field. I was the only person that came from Appalachia whenever I worked in Colorado out of 150 undergrads. I think when I was much younger, I thought of an old man in a white lab coat, kind of like in the movie Picture a Scientist. But now that's kind of broadened over time as I've met new people and gained new experiences. And it's just someone who is fascinated with the natural world and trying to explain it. I've met citizen scientists, I've met amateur scientists. I mean, technically, it took a long time for me to consider myself a scientist, even though I was working in direct research. Yeah, and I think one of the things that I've learned is it's really powerful to change your view to be more inclusive. I work pretty regularly with a AmeriCorps group that has kids from 18 to 20. And while they're just doing debris clearing and doing plant ID, I've shared with them, this is science. You are this data that we're collecting is going to research universities and to help researchers. And I really think that there's a powerful thing in realizing that the only thing that defines a scientist is whether or not the person thinks they are. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of really good experiences. I spent 2 summers, the summer after my freshman and sophomore year in Colorado, as I mentioned, and seeing the Rockies for the first time, as part of that was incredible. I felt the hair on my arms stand up. But being able to be out there and in a landscape that was completely alien and seeing black bears and one day we saw a mountain lion, it was incredible. And I really think that was an eye-opening experience for myself, and I'm really grateful for it. But the world's a lot wider and there's a lot more to it than you think. And the only way to really experience that is to go out and see it. Even though it's super terrifying to have these new experiences, and you're on the cusp of going to college and being an adult for the first time and trying out all of these new things, it's terrifying. But you also shouldn't let that fear limit you. There is uncomfortability in growth, and it's never easy, but it's so worth it. And trying new things and learning and growing, that's how you become the best you possible.